worldwide on this Tuesday, the 17th day of October 2017. Why did I end the transmission yesterday getting into the situation in Las Vegas? Because just like a string that you can pull out of a sweater and the whole thing disintegrates, the whole thing comes apart, the situation in Las Vegas is an example of a 20th century corrupt deep state government running in to a 21st century information age. We got big developments on that front, huge developments on North Korea, the biggest yet, giant developments on Russia, huge developments on the war on humanity, the war on families, the globalist biological confusion operation, big news out of Europe, big news about the Rhino Republicans in deep trouble. But before we hit that, I have several stories here that tie into all this. The Austrian election should terrify Europeans. That's a CNN report. And they raise the alarm bell here as globalists and say everywhere, libertarians, nationalists, and conservatives are winning, and that will stop globalism. That will stop world government. Now here's the big news. They've gone from denying that there's a planetary corporate private government to now having to admit it in just the last year. And once we have a real debate about a private, unelected global government who, as its worldview and cosmology and system, wants to exterminate the majority of the population with population control, dumb everybody down, and have who's left live under extreme austerity with the so-called elites being above the law and ultra-rich tax exempt. No one's going to buy that. And I know I've said this thousands of times, but you're the regular listeners. We've got to get that information out to everybody on the street so they understand that we've been proven right, you've been proven right, and that this is a new kind of war, a 21st century war, an information war, a legal war, a bureaucratic war, a governmental war, where your sovereignty and your decision-making and your resources and your labor and your tax money is transferred into the hands of ultra-rich, above-the-law globalists. So they hit the alarm bell in CNN, Financial Times of London, Atlantic Monthly, New Yorker, all the establishment fake leftist publications. And John McCain comes out yesterday after helping keep Obamacare in place and trying to kill tax cuts and trying to get the stock market to implode. They admit that's their plan. They're telling you that, oh, we shouldn't have the stock market. We shouldn't have jobs. We never have a 3% growth rate. Now it's 3.1. They're running around cheerleading. The Federal Reserve keeps raising rates to try to kill the recovery. And Trump, by the way, just summoned Yellen. He's summoning Yellen to look for her replacement. He's looking at removing her before she serves the 10-year term. Hadn't even served half of it. Fire her. That's the thing they're scared of. The president is the only guy in government that can control the private run-for-profit Federal Reserve under the 1913 Federal Reserve Act. Beautiful. And if you can't get Congress to repeal it, you can sure replace who runs it at the New York Fed. Not the D.C. Fed, not the Dallas Fed, not the Los Angeles Fed, not the Kansas City Fed, but the D.C. Fed, baby. All the others are just satellites for processing money. The Federal Reserve of New York's private, and it sets all policy. And it's dead in the crosshairs, baby. So McCain comes out, says abandoning obligations of international leadership on half-baked nationalism as unpatriotic as any other tired dogma. Let me tell you, globalism is the tired dogma. Globalism is the unelected system. It's the thing telling Africans they can't have cars or air conditioning. It's the thing telling Americans you got to be poor. As if your prosperity or your freedom hurts the earth. No, that's the big corrupt elites that want the future for themselves. So now we have McCain coming out and demonizing Americanism. And boy, does he look like he's on death's doorstep. And I don't want to see him go because his failed leadership's the reason we're winning, just like Pelosi. Just hang on, brother. Hang on hard and long. Pelosi almost collapsed again yesterday, too. We've got that video. Just stay on target. Stay on target. Good, yes. Stay there. Good. Stay at command. Stay in charge, yes. Good. Continue. Stay at your post. Go down with the ship while we sail off. Excuse me, I'm just enjoying myself right now. So we ought to be really, really happy about all this because it's all unraveling for them and they're hitting full panic mode. So let's go ahead and play John McCain whistling past the graveyard. Here it is.
To abandon the ideals we have advanced around the globe, to refuse the obligations of international leadership and our duty to remain the last best hope of Earth for the sake of some half-baked, spurious nationalism cooked up by people who would rather find scapegoats than solve problems.
Yay! He's got We the People behind him, posing like he's an American. He's the guy that funded Al-Qaeda and ISIS. He's the guy involved in every crime you can imagine. Wants your guns. Wants open borders.
Is as unpatriotic as an attachment to any other tired dogma of the past that Americans consigned to the ash heap of history.
Can't even get it out, can you? But hold on. Stay at your post. Keep it going, brother. Oh, yeah, the stock market roaring back, confidence roaring back. Veterans now seeing 40+% increase in the amount of actual surgeries they're able to get at the VA. Just absolutely, let's stop that with this half-baked idea that we don't have some foreign secret TPP run every facet of our lives. Yes, it's so half-baked to actually have the country run by the people. It's so half-baked not to let foreign multinational secret boards and have the UN control our immigration policy through the State Department as it did until Trump got into power. It was the UN, look it up, running the State Department immigration program. And the quotas in Europe, if Hungary or Austria says we're not taking 1 million more Islamists in unvetted, they get multi-$100,000 equivalent euro fines per person they don't let in. Look it up. How'd that happen? Some unelected EU just took over. We were about to go into the TPP, a total final coup against America. They were going to shut down the free press, everything. But the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, America woke up from its slumber. We broke out of the coma, and we are rising.